Did you know that if the average practice gets 20 clicks to their website, they're only able to convert one of them as a new patient?
Now here's the good news. In most practices, traffic is just part of the problem. In most cases, we can see significant growth by improving each step of the funnel. The biggest opportunity is in the conversion gaps inside the funnel.
In today's video, what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about how we can optimize your sales funnel to get more new patients. At the very top, the first thing we have to do is get more clicks.
So we want to make sure you're visible in all three places patients look on Google. At the top of the page with Google Ads, in the Google Maps results, and organically when patients search for dental services in your area.
From there, the next thing we have to do is we have to make sure our website is turning those clicks into calls and emails. So our website needs to be fast, it needs to be visually appealing, and it needs to really be speaking to the buyer. Why should they be choosing us? How do we accept insurance? What kind of pricing practices do we have? What kind of technology do we have? If we can understand who our audience is and what they care about, it's going to be a lot easier to craft a messaging strategy and a communication strategy on our website that turns more clicks into more calls. A good website would convert about 10 to 20% of the traffic into a lead. It's important to make sure you have analytics and tracking tools set up on your website so that you can measure your conversion rate, optimize your website for more conversions, and track the corresponding results.
If you don't know your website conversion rate, you don't know your cost per new patient. And if you don't know that number, you can't scale confidently.
Now, the next thing you're going to want to focus on is making sure you have an absolute rockstar receptionist who turns all of those calls and emails into new patients. So having a playbook and training your staff on how to manage leads is going to be really, really important. Unfortunately, the average dental practice converts less than 50% of leads into new patients. So your job as a business owner is going to be to not only measure the results of your receptionist, but also make sure they're trained up to convert closer to 66 to 75%.
This is where most practices underestimate their growth potential. A 15% improvement in call conversion can mean dozens of additional new patients every single month without increasing ad spend.
Now, there is a little bit of an asterisk there because depending on how you accept insurance, what your pricing policies are, what your hours of operation are, and what services you offer, you're not necessarily going to be able to treat everyone. So just keep that in mind. Now, once a patient is booked in, the next thing you want to do is focus on the patient experience. An exercise I like to do is what I call the celebrity exercise. So suppose your favorite celebrity was coming to the office. What are all of the things you would do to make sure they have an amazing experience? Would you get up and open the door for them? Would you stand up and shake their hands and welcome them? Would you go to the lounge with them and sit them down? Would you ask them what kind of beverage they want? All of these little things that you can do to make a patient have a really great experience are things you should be doing every day for every patient. Remember, it costs a lot less money to generate a new patient from a referral than it does from any other marketing source.
Marketing gets patients in the door. Experience determines whether they multiply.
Now, the last thing I want you to focus on is the 4 R's of internal marketing: reviews, rebookings, referrals, and reactivation.
Reviews build trust. Rebookings increase lifetime value. Referrals create organic growth. And reactivation recovers lost revenue.
It's really important that all of the patients rebook after their visit, they write you a review, they send their friends for referrals, and if for whatever reason patients don't come back for a while, we want to make sure we're constantly reactivating patients that have been dormant. So here's a little bit of homework.
When we review your practice on our upcoming call, we'll look at each stage of your funnel and identify exactly where the biggest growth opportunity is.
I want you to think about your patient journey, think about all of the things that you're doing that are really good, all of the things that need a little bit of improvement, and then in your upcoming call, make sure to let us know if we can help out in any way.